Holly McKhann coming to you with the 2026 Orange County housing market forecast. I get all this data from Stephen Thomas, local economist that lives here in Orange County in Ladera Ranch, and he is a genius when it comes to the Orange County housing market. He has provided a detailed report which you can get in the link below in the description, and I'm going to share it all with you today. In case we haven't met, I'm a local realtor, 10 years in the business, sold about 250 homes for other people, plus another 250 for myself and my husband as a house flipper. With our house flipping background, we can help clients make more money when they're buying or selling properties to create instant equity. Another of my favorite strategies is to build ADUs. I've got 4 different clients doing this right now, where you can build accessory dwelling units within the property, in a part of the property, in the garage, or new construction in the backyard or front yard. So if you're an investor and interested in that, let me know and I'll give you more details on that. But that's a great way to increase cash flow and make a property be attractive from a rental perspective where otherwise it might not be. So let's get back to our housing market forecast. So going back to 2025, our inventory at the beginning of the year was 2,343 homes. But keep in mind that what we consider normal, the 3 years before COVID, our inventory was 4,500 homes. So we used to have a lot more homes on the market. I remember at broker preview days when we realtors go around and tour each other's listings, there used to be 50 to 60 homes in San Clemente and Dana Point on the broker preview day. And now sometimes there's like 10 to 15. The inventory is really a lot lower than it used to be. And even though 2025 started with low inventory, the inventory really grew. It grew by 116% to an end of July peak of 5,071 homes. Its highest peak since 2019 when it was 7,601 homes. The annual peak used to happen in July and August every year, but now it's been delayed. So now it usually happens in the fall. Homeowners have continued to hunker down, Stephen Thomas calls it, when interest rates skyrocketed from 3.25% in 2022 all the way up to 7.37%. So in California right now, 79% of California homeowners have a locked-in low fixed rate mortgage of 5% or lower. That is a huge amount. And then 63% are at 4% or lower. That's where I'm at. And then 28% have 3% or lower. That is just incredibly low. And because of that, a lot of people have been unwilling to give up that rate and trade it for a higher rate, even though their home might not be ideal for them. It has now been over 40 months since rates were last below 6% in August of 22. Some people have decided to get off the fence and go ahead and move forward with purchasing a new home or, a previously owned home, purchasing a home and being willing to give up that low rate and trade it in for that higher rate. We have had a significant increase in inventory, but we're still well below the pre-COVID inventory. Demand was considerably diminished this year because rates remained above 6.5%. That 6.5% held through winter, spring, and summer, and it wasn't until the fall that the rates came down below 6.5%, and it was a little bit too late to be of too much benefit. That's always the slowest time of year because most people don't want to buy and sell a home during the fourth quarter when it's all the holidays that are happening. They want to focus on parties and travel and family and not worry about shopping for a home or having their home in tip-top shape for showings. When it comes to expected market time, which is the time it would take a home to sell when they put it on the market and when it goes into escrow or under contract, it started at 74 days at the beginning of the year. It bounced around to 61 and then 80 days in April, 90 days in June, and 96 days in July. Right now, at the end of 2025 that we just got through, it landed at about 82 days. So about 3 months for your home to sell from when you put it on the market. Now that's across condos and single family homes, all product types, and all prices. Luxury did really well. Keep in mind, luxury is defined as a home of $2.5 million or higher. During the pandemic, the luxury market really picked up. People were moving and really wanted to have more space or nicer space with work from home requirements. The expected market time during the pandemic for a luxury home went down to 87 days. Right now, at the end of 2025, beginning 26, it is at 181 days, so about 6 months. Following the 2022 rate shock, housing demand has been effectively frozen at minimal levels, Stephen says. He says the Federal Reserve has been carefully monitoring the deterioration of the labor market and rising inflation resulting from the implementation of tariffs. The labor market exerts downward pressure on rates, while any rise in inflation exerts upward pressure. And let's face it, the housing market is completely determined, the demand and everything, by where the rates are. Stephen gives 3 different scenarios of possibility for his housing market forecast. So scenario number one, he says, which he thinks is the base case or most likely case, the economy continues cooling to start 26 with a weak labor market. And I'm going to go through like the 5 different pieces of information that are relevant. I think the most relevant one to you as a homeowner, home seller, home buyer is where the values are going to be. That's what people ask me the most. So let me start with that because I think that's the most critical information. He says home values will rise between 2% and 5% for the year with his most likely scenario. The other things that are impacted are the interest rates, and he says interest rates would remain between 6 and 6.5%. Active inventory, it's somewhat relevant to you as a consumer, homeowner, home buyer, home seller, but really the values is what people most care about in my experience. So inventory, we're starting the year with 2,750 homes, the highest since 2020, and he says it will slowly grow until peaking in July and reach about 4,750 homes. Demand will pick up during winter and spring due to a better rate environment. Housing market will heat up and there will be more multiple offer situations, which is great when you're a seller, not so great when you're the buyer and you've got all that competition. He says this will happen especially at the entry level. So pending sales activity will rise year over year. Careful pricing will be essential in securing access if you're a home seller. He thinks the transactional volume will rise 4 to 7% higher than what we had in 2025. Now let's go to scenario 2. The labor market breaks to start 2026, second most likely case. He says mortgage rates will drop to 5.75 and 5.9%, so below 6%, that magic psychological number that people want, with economic readings illustrating rising unemployment and significant negative job numbers. So economy doing not so well and interest rates go down to help that. So the key number here with home values, he's predicting home values will rise between 6 to 8% for the year. Why is that? Well, with interest rates down, demand is going to go up. Those bidding wars will ensue, and that will bring our prices up. So he talks about the inventory level, demand, and the number of closed sales going up by 8 to 10% from 2025 levels. Let's go to scenario number 3, cutting to the end. Home values will be down 3% to 1% for the year, and this would be if mortgage rates remain above 6.5% for most of the year. That's the whole scenario. Mortgage rates stay high, demand is low, and home values drop. So there you have it. His most likely scenario that he's predicting and forecasting is interest rates to stay where they're at now, between 6 and 6.5%. They're about 6.1% as I'm filming this in early January. And home values will rise 2% to 5% for the year. So if you have any questions and considering a home sale or purchase yourself, I'm here with all the details for you. Check out the whole report at the link below. You can see city by city what's happening and what has happened over the last couple of months. Anything from expected market time to median prices, all of those details are in the report. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more great real estate and local content here in South Orange County.